See if we get the feed. We got nobody in the. Open up the chat. See, I assume we're live on YouTube now. So we're popping into Facebook as well, hopefully. Yes, we are. There we are. We are live on Facebook as well as on YouTube now. So I'm going to keep that window open and just keep an eye on it. See if anybody wants to join us. Join us live now. Send a quick note out to everybody inside of Facebook. So, those of you who are watching this later, want to let you know that David Smith not here today. Lynn is who he runs David Smith Radon with, his daughter Lynn. She is out this week. It might be her first vacation since they started the company. And so he is probably frantically trying to get orders together himself, as well as getting everything in the business, handling all the calls, everything else. So I know that it's definitely crazy here. So I'm just going to hold on. So today on our topic, I wanted to kind of cover something that I knew that I could do here, and thought you guys might be interested in, is talking about kind of the state of social media marketing, content marketing, using social media sites and avenues like that for your service-based business, especially, and obviously in our case is on for Radon. And I've actually been talking with one of my clients in Iowa, who our business model inside of Service Booster, and obviously our parent company, ISC Media, is we used to do a lot of content marketing. So we and this was 10 years ago when we first started working with David Smith. We were doing all of his Facebook posts. We were doing Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and all those different avenues for his business, because at the time it was really netting a lot of really great results. And you hear us talking about all the time, obviously having a really great website is key. Having all the kind of pieces of the puzzle to show your professionalism, show what you're able to do and how you do it and how you interact with customers and your reviews. Those are becoming like even more important now. And so the question then is, should you be investing any time in your business in social media marketing, and specifically on Facebook? And so my conversation that I was having with a company in that has a lot of different revenue inputs. So they have plumbing and heating, cooling, excavating, they do all kinds of stuff, and radon. And one of the things that I was talking to them about is that, on their Facebook page, they had not posted for a really, really long time. And what happens is it looks like you're not in business. And so as we look at it, I'm just going to pop over and we'll just start kind of looking around on, nope, wrong one. That was the wrong one. Still not the right one. Let's do this one. Sorry, we're all over the. Ben Pro Brother. This is the right one. Yeah, that's weird. Sorry about that. So, I wanted to just jump on Facebook for a minute. Obviously, we have people who are watching this right now on Facebook, and so there's a does Facebook still have value? Yes, it absolutely does. One of the number one things that Facebook has really repositioned themselves is becoming a community, a community gathering place. And whether that be for your local community, whether that be for hobbies and groups, whether that be for professional things, whether that be, so for me, what are the things that what are the groups that I'm in Facebook? We have a CNC machine. So I'm in a group that's specific to that brand, that model, that manufacturer, because anytime I have a question, I'm going to go in and talk to that, to that group of people first. I am in several different pool groups, as I'm an in-ground pool owner, and so I'm in in those groups as well. Then I am in groups, obviously, for Radon. I'm in groups locally in my own community. I'm in buying and selling groups in my own local community. I'm in buying and selling groups for AV gear and video and production and things like that. I'm in funny groups. There's a group on Facebook that is just funny puns and animal things and stuff like that. And so for me personally, I'm in all these different like aspects of my life, and so Facebook is getting a really good Venn diagram of all the different things that matter to me. And so by doing that, it allows me to interact specifically with the people that share interests or are doing the same kinds of things that I'm doing. But one of the most important ones would be like local groups, in your town, and every town has them. And whether or not you're active in them or not, a lot of the things in those groups are. I just saw, and this one I saw on Nextdoor, but I saw my old address was still coming up under Nextdoor. And I got a thing last night that the police were driving down the street with their searchlight looking for somebody. What's going on? And so people will hop on, or there's an accident, or there's something like that. But one of the things that happens a lot in local groups on Facebook is people are asking for recommendations, because they instead of like Googling and saying, I want a radon professional near me, I want a plumber near me, whatever it may be, they're already on Facebook, and they like that kind of group crowdsourcing of finding information. So if I pop into Facebook here, we have a group that kind of came out of COVID, and they in our town, it's called "We're All in This Together," and so they actually, as a group, they started collecting money and donations to buy kids backpacks for school, gifts for Christmas, and so a lot of people will come on there and say, I just moved and I don't have nightstands, or I need a bed, or and people will donate things inside the group. So it's this idea of being part of a community. But inside of there, a lot of people are also asking for, recommendations. So I'm just going to pull that one up. And now it's called the WIT Corporation. They actually incorporated the group so that, and you can see, we're the WIT Corporation. We're in this together. And so this group has 20,000 people in it. and it's only for people, and you can see like how many of these people are my friends are in here. So obviously there's some, it's a valid group. And if I just start scrolling through, here's, some stuff people are giving away, right? Very first post under this giveaway, right, is under the looking for rhubarb, if anyone has share, looking for a place that does emergency tooth extractions. Now, I could have just as easily done emergency tooth extraction near me. It's the exact same thing. Just opening it up another window and doing a search. And when we talk about the heat map, here we go. Like Eastland Dental Center, right? Emergency dentist, everyone's favorite. Like immediately, here are the heat map. So I talk about this till I'm blue in the face. You want to be on the top of this because this is where people are searching. Obviously, you want to be in the top of the organic, but that person didn't do that. They put it right here. It happened an hour ago, and within an hour, there are, 8 comments of different businesses here, and so apparently there's the Extraction Clinic, North Regency. It's free. Make sure you get there early. Note, they won't do an extraction if you have an infection. They have one going on Friday, and it's a link. Right? So I'm just going to follow this. I'm going to click on the link because that's what they gave me. Now it's on a link to an event, and the link is event by this company. And so I'm going to click on it, and now within 2 clicks, I am on this company. And what is the very first thing that I see? I see Happy Earth Day posted yesterday. Below that, Happy Easter. Below that, April 16th. That happened to be last Wednesday. I know that because that's my middle son's birthday. And so I am looking at this, and I am seeing a legitimate business, right? I'm seeing legitimate posts. I'm seeing they're obviously in business. They've kind of buried the reviews and the things and the suggestions, but if I wanted to, I could click on there. 88% recommended. And so, nobody likes the dentist, but, if you go there, do not let this person. Yeah. Okay. So I say that to say, if I typed in dentist near me in Facebook has tried to be that Google heat map, but, it's so random and their algorithm is so bad it doesn't work. And here, let me show you why. This is I believe that this dentist is just down the road from me. This is a post from September 4th of 2019. So we're talking about 6 years ago is the very first thing that came up when I searched for dentist near me. So I think that people know, and here's obviously, I'm going to get so much retargeting dentist content coming up. But so anybody know of a good dentist? The next post is in 2017. Then this is a friend of mine, 2020. So it's trying to push that content from friends. Here is from that same group, but it's still 2 years old. And then Swanland Dentistry, never heard of them. I'm interested to know if they're by me. So yes, it is. It actually is by me. I've never ever heard of it. There are so many dentists around. But again, so it did kind of land like some local content, but I haven't seen a single post that, okay, so right here, here's somebody that said local dentist that accepts Medicaid, right? And this is the thing that I'm trying to encourage you, is that when I go into the comments on this person, so when they had like her friends and they're like, by the bowling alley, that's who normally what happens is people will end up tagging businesses. So I'm just going to go down a little bit. Here's a curb alert. Here's something, garage sale. people are sharing stuff from their local business into this group. And so let's just find a looking for a marinade. Yeah, so here we go. Perfect. This is a great one. This happened, I'm in need of a reliable plumber for a possible broken pipe. Happened during the deep freeze under a mobile home. Okay, here we go. 2 posts right away from the same person. I cannot click on either one of these. So the people that did it did not, I'm assuming they don't have a Facebook page. But if there were 2 more posts from another plumber that I could click on, I'm likely to click on that and to search and get some information from them. And so I'm looking for a dentist who takes Athena. Let's go down and see. Looking for recommendations on who to replace on who to use to replace the front door and screen door. I've already bought them. I just need it. So if I click on this again, we've got now local people who are posting, people who are like the handymen that they want the business. So could I go into a group like this and say radon? I'm going to search inside of this group, and I want to go with the most recent, because you'll see here, urgent need of referral for a radon company, Bloomington Normal area, please. Okay. This post is from 2021. My guess, real estate transaction, right? They need it to be taken care of before closing. So I'm looking at this and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to, so radon company, this person shared a radon testing company, and then asked if, and then you see David Smith. This is John Nafziger, and then you see he did mine 7 years ago. We also use David Smith Radon Remedies. So you might be wondering, why is this showing up as gray? It's because in this group, businesses can't join the group. It has to be individuals. So whoever manages the group has made the settings so that businesses can't be act as a business inside of it. So if someone tags and if David Smith had his own personal, then they could tag it. But in this case, I could still click on it, and it's going to take me to group posts from David Smith. But because they're not in there, then it's going to be, then you can go to the profile. So I'm going to click on the profile, and now I'm looking at David Smith's, posts and things like that. And there's content as we go back, a link to the website. And these things are, it just shows that they're still in business, right? So I'm going to go down. Now I'm going to do this by most recent, because this is how you could use it inside of your area. Again, when things are slow, this is a way to generate leads and generate business. Okay. So the most recent post, posted by anyone, and we want to go by date posted. Okay. Again, not super happy with the way that Facebook does their, I guess it is technically. So here's one, January 14th. It was the McLean County Emergency Management Agency talking about Radon Action Month. Then I'm going to come down here looking for a reputable, honest electrician. And so I don't know why that, maybe Radon's in here. Maybe somebody is doing it. Don't know. Bathroom vent. Can anyone of you share me a good and reliable radon mitigation system specialist contact, please? It's a hard sentence to read. So from there, you have, again, this is a link to David Smith Radon Remedies, and then a couple to BAB service. And so people are linking to it. And when you link to it, you can go to, the thing. So last post, now Babs does heat, HVAC, radon. They kind of do it all. So this is a lot of posts about their son getting married, and for their smoking apparently. But the we want to see if they're still in business. And so if I just go radon, I'm just going to type in radon and see what happens. And I want to see posts. It's going to be a lot of me probably. And because I'm looking for things that are local, nearby, tag location. I can go Bloomington, Illinois, so people that are posting about it. So this is a way, if people are posting in just with public set on their Facebook posts, you might be able to find some content this way. So here is someone, 2022, this is a friend of mine, getting my radon checked, and she tagged my business, right? And so that got 13 people in her ecosystem to see that I offered radon testing. So I'm going to come down here, April 24th, beautiful 2-story condo. And this probably has something about like new radon test done. So let's see. In our business, so this is someone talking about the different like radon inspection that they use. That's fantastic. So this is a way where if you're already on Facebook, rather than just doom scrolling, you could set this up for to watch for people that are posting that are looking for looking for radon information. And so, or they're looking for radon. A lot of these are my friends that have posted about it. But you're going to find some people who are looking for a radon mitigation person. And that's a way that you could jump in and be an expert. Or inside of these local groups, like we did, like I said, like this, and there are other ones. I live in Bloomington Normal. So, here are some of the different ones. Let me just type in Bloomington, Illinois. What's happening in Bloomington, Illinois. This one's more just for events and things and stuff like that. But join these local groups, and as an expert in the field, you can just jump in there and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from Radon Inc., Ben's Radon Inc. And if you've got questions about radon in your home, I'd be happy to answer them. If you haven't had your home tested, those of you who are in states that offer testing, you can do that. You don't have to be salesy, and obviously that's something where if you're trying to get money from a radon test, but maybe you like our video with Bruno a few weeks ago. He sends out tons and tons of tests. Maybe you've got charcoal tests that you can send out for next to nothing. Maybe you can just jump online and say, hey, it's important for us to know how many people are testing for radon. We've got free charcoal tests. And so if you go in and you start looking for those groups, those local groups, and I'm just going to come back in here and I'm going to search this group again for radon, and we'll see what comes up. So that is, does anyone inspect a crawl space? So that is, there's not a ton in this particular group. There are a bunch of other, there's one that's like anything goes, which is just a horrible group in my area. It's a buying and selling group, but it's got 80,000 people in my area. So if I went to here and I typed in radon, then I might find posts in this group, carbon monoxide, radon rover. Wondering if anyone in radon mitigation license company to answer a question for me. So inbox if you do radon testing or license. So this is exactly, and Riley took care of it. He's those of you in the radon business that know Healthy Homes, Lynn Marie, who does the training. That is her son. He does testing around here. And so that is this allows people to get on, ask questions. Does anyone know a good and affordable home inspector? Radon and Termite. That's probably someone that's buying, on their own, and they want somebody. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of content that's happening inside of these groups that might just be free business for you. You're probably not going to see the same thing in Instagram. You're probably not going to see the same thing in TikTok. But if your strategy is to post, oops, I didn't mean to do that. If your strategy is to have content on your page, or to be creating a lot of content, if you're a business that does more than radon. So I know a lot of you guys are, a lot of service businesses, like our clients that are up in Iowa. They're doing, as plumbers, they're also doing a lot of kitchen and bathroom remodels. They're also doing a lot of new construction builds. And so that content is more visually exciting, and that allows some interaction from people. Nobody wants to see radon content. Nobody wants to see just a picture of a radon fan on the side of a house. But you create content that explains what radon is, and make it so that people are sharing that, or it's your clients might share that as well. So that there is a value to that, but I think the biggest thing is knowing that when your business is tagged, that you have that content there, and that people see that you're still in business. They see that you have some reviews. They see links to your website, and hopefully they, maybe your phone number or that kind of, information is on there. If I just do radon mitigation, let me just see who shows up on this. I'm going to click on pages. And so we'll just St. Louis radon test and mitigation. All right. So here is 7 hours ago they posted. So this is fantastic. I see that they're doing radon and real estate classes. Again, I don't expect a ton of likes, but they've got 1,100 likes. That's awesome. And they are posting, literally every few days. And so this is great. This is a great, if you're looking St. Louis radon test and mitigation. Now they have a link tree to their website. I probably would have skipped this. I would go into, straight into the radon test, or the radon, their website. But, if you want to go straight to getting a test, then, it goes to their website that way. They're probably using this on other venues, like Instagram or something like that. I'm going to come down here, Radon Mitigation Corporation, RMC. So again, we all post in January because it's Radon, Awareness Month, but let's post after that as well. So the last post on this company was in January 20th. And somebody I know is follows this one. Are they local? Let's see where they're at. 217. Okay, yes, these are going to be south of us. So here's a company that's south of us. So I was able to get to the website right away. I see some content, but there's a post in January and then another post in August of last year, and it looks like they made some changes to their website. They only posted 4 or 5 times last year. So I'm probably, wanting to post a few more times than that, maybe once a month, just to have, some new content. Milwaukee radon mitigation. Here's, they only have 3 likes to the page, but I see the last time they posted was in February. Actually, there's no post on this. So, makes me wonder if this is a real business. I'm interested. I bet this isn't a real business. Gorilla Loco. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a real business. So as we look through these, we'll see a variety of different, levels. Here's one: Northeast Radon Mitigation Specialist, 8 likes to their page. These guys might be the best, the best radon mitigation people in. That was weird. In the state, right? It doesn't have their full. I don't know what state they're in. But when somebody tags them and then somebody comes to this, they're going to see the last post was in 2021. So it's 4.5 years old. Is this a business that is still in business? If I click on it, maybe the website is, it's obviously it's outdated. There's no pictures. There's just this random thing in here. So yeah, here, whoever this is, website does not work. Maybe it'll load up. I'll try it again. The about page is not coming up. Contact page, Matt Frill EC. If I'm saying that right. Oh, so here, it's in Connecticut. So yeah, I mean, obviously they might be the best company in all the Northeast, but when if somebody tags them and I come to the page, no one is, there's no post on the page. So I just assume that this business is no longer in business. If I'm probably looking for someone, there's 2 reviews. I mean, they got a great review, and they got a review last January. So their social media presence does not match their actual. Let's see if their Google business profile. So see how this comes up. All right. Yeah. So they've got 59 Google reviews. That's more than a lot of you guys have. And they're all 5 stars. So this is a month ago. These guys are doing great work, but are they missing out on jobs? Because when people are inside of Facebook, they're getting, it looks like they're not in business. If I look at photos, last photo was 3 years ago. And so I see this a lot. I see businesses jump on and they do a lot all at once. They upload a ton of photos and then they don't ever do it again. That is why, amongst other reasons, we at Service Booster do this posting for you. We manage your whole GMB because it's that important. It's the cornerstone of you getting business. So this kind of stuff, obviously, this is a great company, but they're marketing, both their website, social media marketing, not matching. Obviously, they're a member of the NRBP. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that I know that, it takes time. What often happens is you think about it and then you get on, you do 10 posts all at once, and then you never post again. You're not posting for your followers. You're not trying, because these are people that already like you, right? They already follow your page. You don't need to gain 1 million followers on Facebook or on Instagram. That doesn't help you. But having it just look like you're in business, it's the same reason that even if you're busy, if you have plenty of business, you still want your business card to look nice. You still want to wrap your van. You still want to wear, the branded, gear. That matters. I'm going to pull up Nextdoor, which is, I'm just not a fan. So we'll pull it up and make sure that we can get in. Oh, it's not coming up. So I'm not sure how I'm logged in. I logged out of a bunch of stuff, and now I was going to look at Nextdoor, but I'm not going to go to the effort of putting that in there. But yeah, we want to go to these pages and we want to find, I'm researching you prior to calling you. As a consumer, if I'm looking for a plumber, I know I've done plumber, I've done posts for, I need a plumber, need any plumber available ASAP. And again, people are in there and they are, commenting with their company. We used to have some software that, we used to have some software that would go in and look at Facebook and watch for those posts. It was really cool. It would watch those local groups to see when somebody posted asking for a mechanic or a radon or a plumber or whatever else, and then we could pop in or we could forward that on to the client, and it was a really great way to generate some really, really good leads. But yeah, I mean, here is, somebody, I have an outdoor pipe water leak, and people are, this is a group, in our thing. But, people are sharing just their information. This is in if you're ever in need of a plumber, I highly recommend Ben. He does great work, goes above and beyond. Thank you, Ben. So this is a great example of people that just want to share your praises, and they have this soapbox of local friends who they can share their information to. And so that is the, let's see, in-ground, and you run a camera. So if you can jump in and, Crystal is up in Iowa. They do a bunch of different stuff. This is more fun to look at than a radon system, like seeing, stuff underground and seeing, people building stuff. I was on TikTok the other day and I was watching a house get framed up, and it was, fast forward. I just sat there and watched the whole thing. It's just fascinating to see that stuff come together. But again, it's just having some content out there. I'm not going to put a ton of time into it. I just want to remind people that I'm in business. I just want to remind them that I am, that if they tag my business, that they can see the things that I do, how I do them. They'll see my reviews. Hopefully they'll get through to the website. They'll either call or they'll fill out a contact form or things like that. So I'm interested to know, how you guys are interacting with social media still now. Most of you guys are not. I realize that. I would also highly recommend if you are a member of, if you really do a lot of real estate work, I know that you can be a member of your local real estate association as a vendor. And then a lot of times they have, I think Mira is our local one, and I was paying in on that, but, it might not be called, Mid-Illini Realtors Association. So this is one this is just their page. This is not a group, but I know that my wife is in local realtor groups. And so if you are doing a lot of realtor work, there is absolutely a value in figuring out whatever you can do to get into that group and be the expert. Don't do sales. Don't try to sell yourself. Just answer questions whenever you can. Whenever you can, jump in there, answer those questions. And that's going to, that is going to set you aside as someone who is, is the expert in your field. If during January, if local realtors are on board with doing any type of radon awareness time or whatever, blah, 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 that is something that you want to absolutely participate in. So you can connect with them because they have large groups of people. So like this one has 1,200 people in it. But then if you have each individual realtor or those people, anytime that you can interact, show some value, give some great content, that is something that has huge benefit. So, not seeing any questions on here. I know it's, probably not the most exciting thing for you guys to jump onto. Hopefully there's some nuggets in what we talked about today, just to give you some ideas on how you can still, how you can still be part of social media, but not spend a ton of time on it. I'm going to say that this is while I talked specifically about Radon professionals, if you are in a service industry where you create beautiful things, for instance, you are a plumber, you're doing those kitchen remodels, those pictures are huge. Post those all the time. If you are in HVAC and you want to do, a, post when it starts getting really hot or really cold, some maintenance tips or things that everyone has and people will share, that's good. Take a picture of your dog sitting on your branded truck, right? People love that kind of stuff. Just seeing some interaction, that kind of stuff to get people participating with your page, that's good. But if you are in a business that, is like Radon, you're going to have to get kind of creative in order to get people to care. It's different where, we just had a ton of rain over the weekend, so people are posting about, flooded basements. Well, if you're a plumber, you'd be posting something like that. Now, if you're in the service industry and you are selling something that can work for a lot of people, roofing, HVAC, that kind of thing, then running those Facebook ads there's a value to that. You're going to see some results on that because that's something people are already thinking about. We know that the Radon life cycle on selling to someone is relatively short. So we know that someone's more likely to do it in that real estate transaction, flip around, and then, they're going to make that decision really quick. It's not like me, who I'm sitting here with, 30-year-old windows in my house, and that's been on the back of my mind. So when I see window ads, if I see a deal or a sale or someone that I just keep seeing repeated on my Facebook feed, then that's going to change that front of mind advertising when it's time to do, or if I'm going to do, an Anderson window or a Window World or something like that, because I'm seeing that repetition on that. So you're not going to get the same bang for your buck in Facebook on Radon without spending a little bit more. So because in this case, you've got to convince people that, Radon is a thing and that you need to test for it. And if you test for it, then you have to, after you test for it, then you also have to get it mitigated if you test. So there's so many steps in it that it gets, it's a little harder sell. And you have obviously really limited, seeing people, put down shingles on a roof is more visually appealing than watching someone core drill into a basement. So it's or encapsulated or, now vapor intrusion, that might be something. You could run an ad on, does your basement smell, right? Do you have high humidity in your basement? Are you getting colds? Are you getting sick? That kind of stuff that a lot of you guys are also in that revenue stream. That might be something that you can A/B test and work through. We do that for some people, see some results on it. But obviously, if you want leads this afternoon, then we're going to run it on Google. We're going to run those same, I may spend $100 to get 10 calls, to get in front of 10 people on Google. And that same $100 may get me in front of 2,000 people on Facebook. The difference is that those 2,000 people on Facebook, they're not thinking about Radon, and on Google, those 10 people are. And so if you get 3 or 4 calls out of those 10, that's great. You may not get 3 or 4 calls, from 2,000 people on Facebook. So it's not always the same thing. So, if you got questions this week, anytime, obviously drop me an email, ben@servicebooster.com. Put them in the comments on Facebook. Send me an email. Hit us up next week when we get back together and let me know. I'd love to know how it's working for you. Are you seeing results from your Facebook posts? Are you seeing people interacting? It's different than it was 10 years ago when we were doing real content marketing, and that's okay. We just have to go where the attention is, and that's our goal and working with the businesses that we work with, and their marketing strategy is how do we get in front of those eyeballs, and that's the most important thing we want to do. So, if you got questions, hit me up. I'd love to help out. I'd love to talk to you and see how we can best help your marketing strategy. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you. We'll see you next week. Got some cool things scheduled for next week, and so can't wait to show you. Thanks. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you soon.